Alright, let's play some games then. Want to grab the edge there.
Yeah. Not quick enough on that reaction. Ooh, missed in there. Quick. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, I got some speed. Make sure you take stage aggressively, though, with that invulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a bad habit. Had the down tilt read too. Next level chain meta. Not really.
Gotta challenge my jumps a little bit more. Like, with just short up nair, short up short up nair, short up air, short up back air if your back's to me, just anything like that is really good, exactly. Just get in my jump. Because Sheik always usually delays her aerial and her jump. Like, she doesn't swing until she's at this point in her jump, which means you have that whole space when she's coming up that you can hit her.
Horizontal movement once you start in there.
Exactly. See, like, cutting me off is so strong for you. And then it makes me have to, like, jump defensively. So then you do what you're doing. Exactly. You wall out. It's like, establish threat, then use it.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Not like this.
It's okay. This is just practice.
I need I'll see you guys. Sorry, I had some people over here now. Surprise. Yeah, good wait.
Yep, gotta be careful coming up with those.
Yeah. My ledge, definitely my ledge game's the riskiest part, I think, for my hiatus.
So do you know how to do the, like, faster ledge recoveries from the edge with Peach, or...?
Yeah, I do. It's just definitely, like, I have, you know, even, like, the Mimi Leffen tech and all the, other options. Drop down, air dodge up. I have those under my belt. Just not really thinking about it right now.
Okay. Your sequencing on the edge guard is fine. Like, when you do grab the edge, it's like, when you do get grab the edge quickly, good. Good mix up with your drift. Not having to eat the reverse fair. It's really important.
Right. Nice. Ooh, almost.
Almost.
Almost cheeky. Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm definitely much more aggressive as a player, especially with Peach.
Okay.
Downfall for me, I think a lot of the time, like as games go by, like I'm pretty good at winning my game one, usually in sets, but I get figured out because my aggression's kind of one-dimensional.
So maybe either finding time to, like, pull turnips and, like, use that to, like, set up long-range aggression, like long-range pressure. Because really you want to control Sheik's front. Like, you want to... It shouldn't be this easy for me to, like, move in front of you. Yeah, exactly. Grab edge. Always grab edge.
Yeah,
Always.
Yeah, for sure. I missed the... What was it?
Turn around?
I was trying to turn around and ended up calling a turn up, I think.
Yeah, see, like, when you're moving into my space with those back airs, like, the first few, I'm, like, not really expecting, but then once I start getting the hang of it, that's when I start looking for them. So I can just keep moving back. But if I'm moving back, then that means you could just pull turnips.
Yeah. Or read the dash back, kind of like right there with the dash attack.
Exactly. Like, you have two good you have two very good options on that. Like, call out the dash back, or just like full turnip and use turnip. I think you could also grab more in your pressure strings, but
yeah, I that's definitely something I know is definitely a bad habit as of late.
I find that float cancel aerials are kind of slow for getting in on Sheik's jumps. I actually prefer just like jumping and like hitting her. Like
I like that right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediate hop forward air, like against like Falcon.
Yep. Because you see how like long you see how long it takes you to like get into your float, whereas when you just like pop up, like it doesn't really position you the way that you want to be, because it stops you for a second and then you can move.
Yeah.
Then when she's playing more ground, then it's more okay to do the like dash attacks, float cancel aerials at low level, but for actually just like intercepting jump, for calling out jumps, you kind of just gotta maximize efficiency, and speed,
yeah.
initial speed rather. Yeah, this walling is so crispy.
My walling or yours?
Your walling. Like I couldn't see an opening. Not right away.
Oh, nope. That jab is so janky. Oh yeah. Oh no, that was supposed to be down throw even then. Yeah, and that's been really bad. Awesome. Sweet spotting that up piece is nothing great.
On tomahawks, just either get out of there or attack out of shield or like wave dash. Any of them are fine. Just grab me.
Oh yeah. That's still gotta get better at that. Nice wave.
Yeah, that sidestep's becoming kind of predictable. Try to mix up with rolling or wave dashing out of shield, or even just attacking out of shield. Like, if I'm stopping in front, directly in front of you, why not just, like, float cancel near and hit me, right? Grab me! See? I'm, like, shielding. I'm shielding them for so long.
The meta, like, well, I mean, I don't know if that's so much meta as it used to be, but, you know, even then. Oh. Oh no.
But I mean, like, it makes sense. Like, if I'm just holding block because I know you want a wall and use your aerials, then that's an opening. Like, you've created the opening.
Absolutely. I gotta be quicker. It's like it's a half read and half reaction that I gotta be just a little bit sharper on for sure.
For sure. Agreed. There you go. Nope, you had to grab it. Had to grab edge. Because, like, yeah. She doesn't really want, there's no real incentive to her jumping into that forward air.
Really go out there.
And even if you still want to cover that space, you can. Just do it with back air.
Yeah.
Because back air still kills me. Like, you don't need the knockback of forward air. Oh god.
Oh yeah, I tried something. Yeah, that you know what? That's another thing. Light shielding on platforms, I gotta get used to that because I always pull a turnip right there. And it's
Yeah.
like I can't do anything now. I gotta just drop the turnip and jump up there and try and at least threaten grab.
Could you drop the turnip, like, if you pull it, could you just, like, drop the turnip as you're coming up? Like, drop it on my shield and, like, bounce it? Yeah, like that.
I can't. Yeah, that seems pretty good. It doesn't seem like it does. Hold on, wait. Actually, let me try something real quick. If you want to try one more time. One more time.
Let me,
Yeah, recharge this shield.
Yeah, because I feel like the turnips might be useful. Like, what if you, like, drop it, float in air or something, right? Alright, let's try this.
Alright, what I want to do is, and I'm messing it up, is... what I want to do is I want to do that, but then jump cancel land on the platform.
Oh, and
then
grab.
Yeah, but the thing is... Yeah, that's just so hard to do. No, it's not. I can do that, actually. I know exactly what I need to do. It's the same thing as, like, how the farming of turnips they do. You know what I mean? Where it's the double jump cancel. But yeah, it's the same thing. I'll need to practice that for sure, but that seems pretty good.
I'm thinking like that. Yeah, see like how that turnip stopped my dash in and then stopped my jump in? Like that's part of why they're so good against Sheik. Because like with her limited air mobility, like it's kind of like Falco Laser. Like I can deal with the turnip or I can deal with you, but I can't deal with both. Like if I jump around the turnip, then like I'm working in a fixed distance, which you can just like dash dance, which you can just like avoid, dash dance around.
Yeah, I mean you're pretty grounded against versus most Sheiks I play. A lot of them like to take the platform here and just throw needles in between. It's pretty safe. Because I don't know, like in my experience, neither Sheik or Peach want to approach in the matchup. It's just both what they want to do. And so
yeah,
it gets
sure.
tricky. Oh, oops, missed it.
I actually think it's good to apply pressure to Peach just because she's got a lot of all of her like big counterattacks are pretty high commitment, like dash attack.
Yeah.
Or like down smash.
Yeah, her reads are pretty committal. Besides like float cancel nair, but even then that's more like facing game in a lot of sense. Oh man.
Should have had that. And back throw. Just for like just for the ledge.
Yeah, you're right actually. That's a bad habit I gotta definitely be fixing. Ooh, that was almost clutch. Yeah.
Yeah, see that's why I like being grounded, because it lets me bait things out. Like if I just jump to the platform. Yeah, exactly. Like if I jump to the platform like all the way across the stage to the other platform, I probably don't get that opening. And it's so uncomfortable to have Sheik like kind of weaving around in front of you.
Yeah, because Peaches can mess up Sheik pretty well. Not like to death, but it's harder than most.
Yeah, see, like that fair doesn't really. I don't think it really accomplishes much what you're trying.
No, you're right. It's too greedy of a read. I'd say like the majority of my game is like I consider myself really strong and neutral as Peach, and I think all too often I overindulge in it.
Yeah, like you turn around there, like I'm so dead. Nice slip off.
Thanks. So are you going for forwarder there, or just out of like, what's the reasoning instead of up air? Because I feel like that's just a kill confirmed.
You're not high enough for up air to kill. That's why. So I feel like the edge guard's more likely to give me the next hit than up air is.
That's true.
Yeah. If you're at like 120 after the hit instead of 100 after the hit, then I would agree with you. But your damage is slightly too low. Ow. No! Grab edge!
That's what it's like. Immediately, it's like, all right, you can BM on this guy. You get that juicy forward air, and it's gonna be
it's so good.
I'm the meme. That's just what I am. I can't help it. Like I always want to do like just ridiculous hard reads and combos with Peach. This is why I like her so much, but it's such a bad habit.
If I can see any like, but you have to like hard reads work best if the opponent's in a position where they're incentivized to do what you're looking for.
Exactly. But you're watching me, so like you see, and you know, Peach is just so slow. So when you see me do this, like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Exactly.
Like, I'm obviously like gunning for you. I got it better.
Yeah, see, like, that's so much cleaner. You can still cover it, like, and there's nothing wrong with you going out and to cover that spot. It's just, like, don't commit so hard to it. Like, that low float into that fast edge grab was so clean because you just had the flexibility to, like, go, like, you know, change your mind on the play. I don't think that you don't want to get, like, I'm not saying get rid of all your option coverage. It's just, you know, cover them at, like, back air or something.
Be smarter about your options. Because the thing is, when I go off of that forward air, it's like, I really just get rid of a whole bunch of my options, if anything.
Yeah, if you...
it's so painfully not real to just kind of run out there.
Like, if you back air there, you can still cover that spot and go to the edge. It's a really strong edge guard for that reason. Grab me. But like that's also good for the same rationale. Like you float out, you cover my jump area, then you still come back, float cancel, turn around, grab edge. Like it's such a cleaner transition. Whereas if you're starting all the way up and facing out, like how do you do that?
Yeah, I gotta be. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I definitely like my mind goes white and like all the just all the greed takes over.
I definitely know a thing or two about greed in this game, so yeah. See, like I wouldn't fall with that back air. I'd like kind of float it, and then either float cancel and then like kind of float here, do the float cancel, then grab edge, or I'd float here like around here, and then when the hitbox is gone, then fall to edge. One of the two. Yeah. Or even, like, up here, like, if you want to cover that space. Again, wait for it to, like, start finish.
Just fall down with it, just that way.
Exactly.
Must be in there. Ooh, nice.
On those ones, I think that's actually a moment where you want to crouch.
Yeah, that's another thing. Crouch canceling is not exactly my forte. I'm not very good at it yet.
Oh,
or not very good at it. It's just it's the same kind of thing where like I'm overly aggressive and like I shouldn't be getting hit anyways.
Actually, the reason I'm suggesting crouch though is not because of crouch cancel. It's to make yourself smaller in the corner.
Okay.
Like you see how I can hit you with multiple timings when you're standing up, but if you crouch, it changes it. So that one misses.
Yeah, you're right.
So it gives you a way of like forcing me to aim lower, and then you can counterattack me, like that.
But right there, instead of going for that forward air again, they're just gonna grab that ledge.
Again, I'm not expecting to break every habit in one day. It's more of like just you said you wanted to know what your habits were and like to get a professional opinion, so that's what you'll get.
Exactly. That's exactly what I need.
The ability to kill Sheik consistently really makes the Sheik matchup a lot more bearable in general. I realized that when I started chain grabbing all the Sheik players.
Yeah, it's definitely like the saving grace. I think it's just that Peach can do a lot of nasty things to Sheik. Oh, oh, oh.
It always works once per session. Toad?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm glad we got it out of the way early.
Now I'm tempted. Now I gotta use those words. Nope. Oh no. Oh,
I was gonna say, there's a lot of shielding going on. But then you grabbed me, so that was good. I think you can actually just short up the nair or like up air at that percent.
And not flow cancel, like just call it, like actually full hop it.
Well, I'd short hop, but yeah, say exactly, like do it while rising so it comes out a bit quicker. I was like, maybe turnip grab works? Maybe that's a thing?
No, it's definitely real in some matchups. Sheik doesn't have the worst throw ever, so it's not the worst. Oh. Oh, no, too slow on that. Ooh. Yeah, right there. Like, that was a great example. It's like I had the half read, but my reaction wasn't there for that shield.
Well, also, I think you'll also start to do them faster as you get more used to doing them. Like right now, you're working against, you know, habits. It's kind of like I have to remember. Like you're still probably at the phase where it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to grab in this spot. Damn you, drugged fox!
Oh.
That's like that is like the worst habit you can possibly have on Sheik. I'm shielding after the forward air hits you. Like, almost anything else is better. Because the main thing I want to hit you with after, like, that forward air is grab. And shield is the one thing that doesn't stop that from happening.
Oh, yeah. I should have just dropped after that.
Yep. Yep, you hung in the air too long.
Yeah, that was definitely like a panic. And then, because first of all, I was not supposed to be back here. So, that definitely threw me off.
I think that down smash is a little ambitious on Sheik's shield, just at this, given that my shield is at full power. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not likely to shield poke.
Exactly.
I'd probably just down throw or back throw. You know, don't even give me the option of, like, teching against the wall. Because teching against the wall is, like, pretty good for me. See, that up air I agree with. That up air I liked because you're actually at kill percent, but on Battlefield, the higher ceiling, it wouldn't have killed at that point. On that needle setup, just roll. Because you don't want to fuck with needle grab. Needle grab is actually ridiculously frame positive.
Yeah, I think that's. I was about to say I don't know why you weren't doing it before, but that's the thing I get messed up. Oh, I thought those strands gonna get you. That's the thing I get messed up with a lot.
Yeah, see, you have to, like, I think, you have to just jump.
Yep. Flow can. That's the other thing is, like, I have very, very little sheet practice, and, you know, against, like, a Fox or Falco or Falcon, like, that will connect, and so, like, that's a real bad muscle memory habit.
She's more like comboing Marth, to be honest.
Yep. Yeah, she's like a floaty, mid-floaty.
Yeah. It's more like comboing, like, this weird hybrid of Marth and Ganondorf. So if you can use that as, like, your reference point, just try to, like, think of it like that. Like, Marth's weight on Ganondorf's fall speed or something like that. I'd like to see some more turnips in this position. Like... Just, like, give me something awkward to play around. Yeah, that dash attack.
Yeah, so that definitely should have DI'd that forward. I think it didn't on the platform on Stadium. We should have gone for the getting hit by the fair.
Yeah. I can still possibly get that up there if I'm, like, super perfect, but you always want to make it as hard as possible.
I think on forward, if I DI it forward, I think it makes you have to go for the forward air, but I'm not. God damn it, right there. But you're right, I'm not 100% certain on that. See, I actually tried to bait that too, but. Oh yeah, clever. Clever. Could have been a dash attack, could have been anything. None of that would have worked. I don't know how a dash attack works that she gets that high percent.
I probably don't get comboed for it, but it probably pushes me.
Not enough for that down. Well, down tilt section.
Yeah, down tilt would probably get me there. Float cancel Nair would actually probably get me. You could also probably jump over the down tilt. No, jump over the crouch, like to block down tilt, but that loses to forward tilt. What the stadium?
Ooh. Ooh.
I call shenanigans. I am glad. As if I had any control over that at all.
All these top players and their cheats won't even play us honestly.
My Arduino did that. It has a stadium button.
Oh, yeah, that's another bad habit right there. I get spooked.
That was the right idea. You had to back air because of where I was, but that's fine.
I gotta be smarter with this. Yeah, I was gonna say, that there was a lot of different little assortments I could have done. I think that's not as bad.
I thought that was fine.
I don't know. I'd say my edge guarding game is probably one of my worst habits. Is the way I learned how to play with a really high level player, and you know, it's just like he was always so good at that. So my neutral game was like the only thing that really improved. Hard to edge guard him in anything. So I've got a lot of.
Well, what would you have improved about that edge guard?
What would you say?
What would you...
I think it was safe enough in this matchup that I'm not worried about it because it really is kind of like once Sheikah's off stage, Peach isn't. Once Sheikah's off stage, like Peach can kind of really get away with that. But like, I think not letting you land on stage earlier, because like what I did at the very end, where like I didn't grab ledge, so that way as you were falling down with down B,
I see.
I could hit you before you land, so you didn't get your jump. So I mean, like I could have done that a little bit sooner, but at the same time, I mean, you are right. You know, it was safe. It wasn't like you could have done anything else. It just kind of felt like I was giving you more time than you needed. But I guess there really isn't anything wrong with that.
I mean, I think that's a fair. If you want to try to deny my jump, then yeah, that's definitely a good call. But yeah, if you have to prioritize, you know, like hitting me or letting me have my hitting me or risking me not getting the hit on me, you definitely have to loop the edge guard on Sheik.
And that was, I think, in the moment especially, I was like, I might as well, like, it doesn't seem like this goes really wrong.
Nice challenge.
Yeah, Yoshi's is my lifeblood. None of the fast followers in my scene take me here. I don't lose. Good DI.
Used your jump.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had to float though. That was trying to be real sneaky there, and I thought I messed it up, but I kind of got it. No!
That was a good idea though.
Yeah, that's the other thing I love about the stage is that you can, from the platform, you can drop down and grab ledge. It's so small. Peach is so good here, dude. People underestimate it all the time. Like, if you just don't get hit and you win neutral, like, she actually loves everything about it. Yeah, get out of here. Triple jab. Yeah. Yep. see, that's the thing. It's like as soon as I get hit by that beat, like all my manhood like felt like it was put on the line. So it's like I'm just gonna fall right down on him and hit him with a back air because he's gonna run into it. But no one ever does. But that's just
yeah, you can avoid that with like just air dodging.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, oh no, I want to trade or I want to hit him. I need. It's
like, how dare this guy disrespect me like that? Setting me on fire. I won't stand for it. I think that's how Mac D felt when I edge guarded him with that. Yeah, you have to be more willing to. I know it's hard, but like you got to be willing to do those air dodge recoveries. Because especially over 100, I think under 100 you can get away with not doing them, but over 100, no.
Yep. Oh, whoops, yeah. Didn't have a jump from that hoop. I'm surprised that got such a knockback was so low. I might have been holding down, trying to flick the parasol.
Maybe.
Oh, wow. Yeah, God, just fucking grab a ledge.
I just don't think the turnip. You can throw the turnip behind you to like grab the edge.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is, it's like I have a really bad habit, especially is that like a lot of the times when there's an edge guard opportunity and I have time, I'll be like, all right, be optimal, full turnip, and then I realize like actually having a turnip that doesn't make this any easier for me. If anything, it can make things harder. I fucked that up.
Yeah, no, like the turnip adds a lot of threat zones, but like they have if I'm not in any of them, then it's not relevant.
Yeah, it does. It's really not doing anything for me. Yeah. See, I love that. Yeah. Oops. A bit all more aggressive. What's happening? I got 3 more. I got 3 more. Ah, yeah. Ah!
Yeah, see, like, having that back air set up instead of the fair is so much more flexible. And you can still, like, if I jump into that area, you can still attack me. Because, like, you know, back air's fast enough that it's like you could react with it. It's not as cool, though.
No, it certainly is not. But you are very much correct.
Yeah, I have to stand up a lot earlier.
Yeah, I gotta think about my percent. I didn't even look to see that I was over 100%. Oh-ho! Oh-ho! Aww. We did it! I didn't blow cancel up air. I actually jumped.
Didn't feel good.
It did.
Sheik died. I took a bunch of damage. Aw, never works. Walk forward slowly and grab. I will say your DI on my throw combos is actually usually really good. Like, you know to just hold away.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the thing. It's one of the perks of having next to no Sheik practice is that I have to study it very analytical, and so like I know that like Sheik, her follow-ups on her throws are very one-dimensional, in that like you can either get follow-ups on forward tilt on low percents, but like especially when it's higher, it's like you either forward DI, like you DI it up and get hit by the up air, or you DI it forward and get hit by the forward air. And depending on what's going on, more important to do one or the other.
It's just like you have to forward getting hit by forward tilt is way less bad than getting hit by up air. Just because up air, like, it's an aerial, so I can track your DI while with my jump. So then it's much harder to avoid the follow-up. Like, usually up air to bear works pretty much on... Like, I've hit up air to bear on Armada. Like, in Armada, if there's a way out of that, then Armada knows it, but it doesn't look like there is in a lot of damage ranges. Whereas forward tilt is very flimsy if I can't trap you on a platform or something.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention being above Sheik. It's just, you know,
classic.
Classic, not what you want in the matchup.
Isn't it a fun position? I have fun. No, whenever I play Peach against people and like I'm in that spot, I'm just like, wow, this sucks.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It feels like the punish is endless. See, that's the that's the thing, is like right there in that situation. That's like the alright, I don't want him to land on stage, but I do want to end it here, and it's just like I need to take it slower.
Could you back air there and get me?
Where? Like if I'm
No, when you do that jump, what if you back air in response to... Because like that nair hits, like the nair hits like above you. It kind of hits like where Sheik's arm would be.
Can we repeat the situation? I'm not sure what situation you're talking about again.
I'm recovering like this.
Oh, high like that. Yeah, I mean, I can back air.
Like before I land, I mean. Because the
Like,
back air hits lower in your on your body, right?
So it does, but so Peach's Nair, it's like at an angle, so it's like diagonal, and especially when I'm facing the way I'm facing right now, it actually goes a little bit higher. So that
Yeah.
first of all will make it so I'll get that, but also the knockback on like immediate hit Nair is a little bit better than the back air.
Okay.
But I guess if you don't have a jump, I mean it doesn't really matter. But it's pretty safe to use Nair there, and if anything, it should be better.
Okay.
But I mean, you know, it's up if you think it's better, then you know, definitely give it a shot. But
I mean,
the way it's been explained for the flowchart is like the Nair is like key.
yeah, the Nair is king. I don't disagree with that, but I'm just trying to think of like, is there a way you can adjust your jump or adjust what move you're doing so that's a little easier to hit? Because I think you've missed twice on that like high recovery. Yeah. So I'm just like, maybe you short hop and then like you maybe if you used a short hop, but then your double jump's slow. So if I actually do land on the platform, that's awkward. Is your short hop near? Your short hop near doesn't hit the platform, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. From the ledge?
No, from the stage.
Hop near?
Short hop near. Okay. Isn't that full jump?
Oh no. Yeah, it'll do it. It barely gets over it, but like space wise, like shit.
It's the timing that gives it the sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
Oops, so maybe short hopping the Nair could actually work. I don't know. Now it looks like it looks awkward to get the sweet spot perfect.
I don't know why. I don't even know why I grabbed ledge. My bad. It's like natural instinct.
Yeah, it's all good. Again, this is practice and learning. So.
Dude, I run by a code though, so you can't not that shit.
I'm a Sheik player. We used to have a code.
You guys don't feel bad about anything, so it's fine.
We used to have a code, and then Kira and Swedish Delight ruined it for everyone. So now there is no code. It's just Wild West again. Everything goes.
Nah, I should have DI'd that throw forward.
It probably doesn't matter, but I agree.
If there's ever a stage, it'd be this one, though. But you're totally right in the sense that I was probably dead regardless.
Yeah, you had to land on the platform there.
Yeah.
Because then you can just do another big full jump, and then, like, possibly get me. Don't fair! Oh no! See, like when you fair there, it's just so easy to like react to. Not only that, but like if I know it's coming, then like all I do is just preempt it. My moves are so much faster than yours. So like, well, faster than forward air. So like, and it takes away the flexibility of access to like air dodge. You can't umbrella to randomly anti-air something. Like, options just dry up.
Yeah, definitely not the optimal.
It's not even a matter of optimal, it's just a matter of flexible. It just, like, takes away your other options. Maybe that's what the opt and optimal means. Options. No. No. Illuminati. No.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna go for it right away. I thought I would at least trade in the wall. Ah. You're gonna take that one back? Really?
Nicely done.
Eh. A little sloppy.
I mean, there was the ledge stand that was a little too early.
Yeah, that was not the best. It's when she poofs is like when you're supposed to be getting up. I just did it a little too not thinkingly.
Well, under 100, that's when you do it. Over 100, it's during the first part.
Oh, okay. No punish there. Oh, missed the dash back up to that. But
Yeah, see, like, not attacking, it gives you all that, like, it gives you the ability to air dodge, which is really valuable for you. Just be careful with, like, that not grabbing the edge, just because I could have actually...
Just go right. And you know what, and that was actually, I was just about to say that. It's like, it doesn't help, because I kind of know, like, I know, like, for practice sakes, you're kind of only doing that, which is definitely helpful, but, like, it's like, I know I can kind of safely not go there, like, not have to worry about it, but you're totally right.
Well, I'm going to start testing you by actually going to the edge sometimes on some of these. Although you can play like mind games below 100, like little tricks with you know, am I going for the edge? Am I not going for the edge? Because you're floating over the edge with your back to it, right?
Yeah.
A little bit earlier, if you want to try that again. Like, had to go like here. I'll go off stage. I'll go off stage. Come here. Like now.
Right there. When she starts doing the
first hop.
Like twisting, when she's twisting on her up B, when she triggers it, yeah.
So,
like, I did play Sheik for when I oh, here.
Okay.
Oop, no. Good save, good save. There.
There you go. And you can see, like, it's really early, but...
But, you know, but her get up from stage is so long. It's one of those weird things. When melee gets slow, not by choice.
I mean, it's just the game state has changed. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still kill Sheik. That's what really matters. I like the choice to just back throw.
Yeah, I honestly like my idea there is like I think he's gonna DI that he's gonna DI that back, anticipating back throw, but I think forward air was gonna be good because I thought I'd kill you, but I think he reacted quick enough. I think that's one of those things where it's like not gonna work on a MIOM top 100 player, I guess, huh?
It's a little dangerous. It's a little presumptuous to think something like that we won't DI forward throw correctly. It happens though. Like
it's quick, you know. It's not the longest throw in the world, but you're totally right. I think it's definitely a hard call out that they're very much anticipating back throw.
I think the other thing you gotta remember is back throw is a slower throw than forward throw, so we're probably DIing for forward throw first.
Naturally, yeah, and then once you notice the wind up of back throw starts up. Actually, that's totally true. But I want you to be completely honest here. Were you DIing for forward throw already, like as soon as you grabbed me, or?
And when you grabbed me, I just held for forward throw. That's a habit.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. That's because as it should be a habit too. But I thought I was catching you off guard.
Yeah, no, it's like we usually have to preempt the fastest throw first, or the one that's most like the fastest throw first, and then we kind of go for the next react to the slower ones.
It's the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing I have to do with Fox. Obviously, up throw up here is pretty good apparently against Beach.
Yeah, and then like if he down throws or tries some weird mix up, then you react. Those ones are slower.
All the time in the world. Exactly.
It's exactly the same here. The only time it's like an exception is that your up throw is actually kind of quick. Your up throw is... Oh, that was cool. Your up throw is kind of quick, so that one actually you can get the mix up, But that doesn't really come up versus her. It comes up versus Spaceys and Falcon. Like, have you ever, like, you know, like the terribly DI'd forward throw, like mid-chain grab because they're trying to get on the platform? You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that can happen, but on Sheik, because the up throw doesn't combo her, her other two throws are slow. Well, it doesn't combo her to, like, death, so we're not likely to try to hit the platform. If anything, we're trying to, like, jump in the open space. Because the platform traps us. That down smash worked because I shield dropped.
I wasn't anticipating shield drop, but I knew you were gonna try and go down the ledge there, and it's pretty safe otherwise, because I knew you weren't gonna stay on the platform.
Yeah.
So it's like, the punish you can get might be not the great, but risk return on the downs. I consider myself really conservative with down smash for a lot of Peaches, except for some panic situations, which is definitely like a bad netplay habit. But you're very much right.
No, I was just pointing it out because I said that I thought it was a good call.
Oh, thanks.
I was pointing it out because I said because I was like, yeah, that punished me really hard. Like, sick.
Missed it. I felt so good about that.
Well, maybe you were too close. I want it.
No. Alright, I feel bad. Yup.
No! Ow! Netplay, why?
New strategy. Right, you ended up too. That was gonna get for you.
Yeah, see,
I should have threw it out. I had right there though. I missed the input for up air. I was like, because I had the fade back for the very first one, but I still think that would have been traded and killed me at least. But
I think it had the potential to win, but I think that you could have also just fallen to the ground and like set up like underneath the platform.
That's the thing. Safer.
It's like, I feel like you always find the most aggressive viable line, but you always like overlook the conservative one.
I told you, dude. I told you. I'm the game one master. People realize quickly that I don't play Peach because she's floaty and she's slow.
I play her because she has theoretically the fastest. She has theoretically the fastest attack rate in the game. That appeals to me.
I love it, dude. I love it.
You know what? You gotta.
Like I told you, nobody takes me to Yoshi's here in Wisconsin.
And you know what? I can see why. It's just. I think like finding some of the if you just mixed up the conservative line every now and then, I think it would do wonders for you though. Like you don't even have to do it every time. Just like, you know, maybe once every 3 interactions. Something like that.
I'm all on it always.
Alright, well.
Nah, I got you. I believe you.
See, like,
I think your history has proven yourself. That time I was trying to be sweet. See, I gotta stop narrating there too. You like that one right there?
I like that slip off. I thought that was very, defensively cognizant.
No, bro. You know what? So you say that, but that means I can get another hit in really quick. So I say offensively genius.
I mean, call it what you want, but it was a good play. Like, it's definitely correct to just like give yourself the ability to, you know, avoid the combo, and then if you get a free hit, then sick. But the big priority is avoid the combo. You don't want to get like forward tilted into like something like at that height on the platform. That's no fun.
Yeah, like that's definitely a bad Netplay panic down smash.
I like how you're...
Grab it!
No, but I like that you didn't down smash Sheik's full shield. Like, that's good. Yes, obviously the end we wanted to grab a little earlier, but like... all of like the nair, like chase the roll, that kind of stuff, that was all fine. That one you needed to float the nair. Because like, that's a free block string. And if I shield drop, you know, you get the down smash that you got earlier, which was, you know, a great call.
Ooh, I thought I was going to get the edge cancel there first. thought I was gonna get out of that one. That's a bad habit. A lot of the times when I'm getting followed with the up airs, like with Fox, like I said, I have some like notorious meme stuff, but like Falcos can't laser against me because I power shield them back every time. Foxes don't up throw air me because I'll usually smash the eye of the up air, obviously unless they get one hit or they're anticipating it. They're always good Foxes. But especially against when people are trying to hit me with those up ones, I usually do get that good spot dodge up away. But the problem is I really should be spot dodging down so I land faster and get a punish, but I just don't.
Or like towards
when you just barely miss it going up.
Or towards a convenient platform, so you at least land somewhere useful, like where you can defend again. Or like set up another attack. Maybe that'll incentivize you to do it. Land attack.
Ooh, more damage.
That was the right idea. Spacing was just off though.
That's definitely something I really got to work on more. It's just because, like I said, when I started playing, the guy who I was playing with was like PR'd, and he's like now like borderline PR in Oakland, and there's no way I could ever grab him, not ever once. And when I started playing, I was a Sheik main, briefly a Marth main, and then Peach. But like, so, you know, grabbing was huge in my game. But even then, like, playing against him, it just wouldn't happen. Like, you can't be a new person and just get grabs on PR players. So like, I think that like definitely stifled, because I only was able to play him for like a good year. We were at a college where there's no one else.
I understand. That was kind of like what I think I'm really bad at comboing with forward tilt for that reason. Like, I only played against Ryan Ford, Rainex, and like basically ranked players in my region when I was developing. So, like, if I tried to do like the long forward tilt, forward tilt, forward tilt, forward tilt combos that people would get.
Yeah, exactly. They DI'd it. They don't know about, you know, not getting stuck with DI in.
Yeah, exactly. So none of it stuck. And then I saw Sheik players doing it, and I was like, this is awful. Why are you guys doing this? Because of how small my shield is, I actually think you can be more aggressive right now.
Ooh, I could be more aggressive.
Not with dash attack. Like, I mean with like, I mean with like float cancels and down smash. You know, the stuff that's like likely to shield poke. Yeah, again, had to jump there. Had to just do a simple jump there.
Not best DI. That was awful.
So our timer's actually done, but I think that we can finish the match. And then we'll just kind of like go over like quickly what we what like the main like highlights were. And
do you think we could do a best of 3 to end, if that's doable? I know I wasn't paying attention to time, and it's not a big deal if you got.
I unfortunately have somebody at 6 p.m. So not right now. If you want to do a best of 3 on Netplay, just message me on Discord. You have my Discord. Like I'll play you outside of these. It's fine. But I just can't. I don't know. I can't have the other guy be waiting.
No. That's exactly. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Man, my time be more and more important.
Oh no! Oh wait, you're over them? Really?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
And then you went in with
those heights.
And then you went in with forward air.
I was like, all right, got that tech. I missed the opposite tech, but I still got it, so I lived. Got the float, dodged those needles. Might as well get the juicy forward air. As if I've learned absolutely nothing.
It's okay. For what it's worth, all of this is going on to YouTube.
Word.
Like, it probably not like today, but later this week, because I have to send it to somebody for editing. But all of it goes onto YouTube. It can be private or public. It's up to you. But you will get the link. So all of that will be all of this is still going to be accessible for you, so it's not gone forever. There's no opening!
Seeing that right there, definitely should have just backed through.
Yeah, like, I didn't even DI that correctly.
Oh, no.
I didn't even DI that correctly. And it, like, just the stage size, like, doesn't even allow you to, like, do anything with that. It actually probably is worse if I DI in on that forward throw at that, like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I stay in the air longer, huh?
Yeah. Ah. I needed it.
All right.
I got my one.
All right. So I'm telling you, the first one is guaranteed.
It's free.
All right. Okay. So the main things that I think that really stood out, just some of the recovery attacks, like specifically the forward air. It really sacrifices a lot of your flexibility when you go for that. I actually think you did a lot better with your edge guard setups as it went on. Like not going for the hard read forward air, but positioning yourself with your back air so that you can cover the high recovery, or where my double jump could go, and then still being able to grab the edge. I thought that was a lot better. When you remembered to use turnips, those were really, really solid. Like you have good control in front of you. Sometimes they're a little wasteful on your edge guarding.
Yeah.
But again, like figuring out when they're relevant and when they're not, because you can always just use them as a fast way of grabbing the edge. Like, the turnaround throw, fastball edge grab, it's so efficient. Beyond that, I think down smashing. I think that you're really conservative about down smashing proactively. I think you could do it more sometimes, but you want to make sure my shield is small first, though.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's just one of those things that, like, played with as a PR Fox, and, he was ripping. So anytime you make a down smasher, super hard commitment moves like that, like, you die. So that was, like, one of those bad habits where, like, I won't do up, but, I learned how to play this game by not doing it. And every time anyone gives me advice, everyone always tells me to down smash more, for sure.
And beyond that, I think that's pretty much everything. Grabbing more in certain situations, grabbing more in pressure situations, I think could help you. But I think you were doing that closer to the end. Yeah, that's really it, actually. I think your character's shell is like pretty solid. You were doing better about the comboing, so I don't really feel like mentioning that. Yeah.
The comboing?
Like using your full jumps, like using the appropriate jump for my combo weight.
Yeah, I'm trying to, especially, I see a lot more European Peaches are really comfortable with their double jump and their just movement with it and I started doing it a little bit more at the start of the game where, like, you could do that, like, slingshot thing where, like, with the double jump.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's really key for my neutral game and my movement in general. That's something I've been working on. What do you think about my neutral game in general? How, like, in terms of, like, do you think it's really predictable, or do you think I've got, like, a decent enough mix-up?
I think that in situations where there's kind of a conservative option and an offensive option, you tend to gravitate towards the offensive option, and I think that you'd get a lot more. You'd be able to take advantage of some of the conditioning you're sort of instilling in people if you went to the conservative option after you've established threat. Like, I'm not saying cut out threat completely, because threat is good, but I do think that you overuse it. That's that is the one criticism I would have, like the one really big criticism I would have of it. So more like finding times to observe the opponent can result because your character is ultimately a setup character. Like she likes her like floating is a form of commitment.
Yeah, for sure.
Pulling a turnip's a form of commitment. So if the opponent's like responding to threats that you've established with like your earlier offense, they have to defend against that, right? So those create opportunities for you to set up more elaborate plays with like turnips or floating, right? Um, and even it keeps you the flexibility of reacting to defensive options like rolls, which can be very difficult for Beach to respond to if she's prepped for a different play. So that's something that I would consider. That's the one thing I'd consider. But I'd say your offense is definitely solid.
Good, thanks. And then last question I have is, I'd say the biggest problem I have, especially since I've coming back from break, is people are a lot more patient. And what I mean by patient, as in not like well spaced, but there are a lot of people who will just, they'll be like, this guy only likes to approach, so I'm just never gonna approach. And I have a lot of people who will just degrade into actually just like camping under platforms and not even moving. Like, you know, even when spacies, they're not even like lasering or doing anything, but get a lot of mileage off forcing me to approach. Um,
I would say a run.
Trouble with approaching in general, or
I would say that running and stopping once you've taken control of center stage can be really good because it allows you to cut off the choke points on the levels. Like if we take a look at how Battlefield is laid out, Battlefield, like if you're in this box area, like come down here. If you're in this area, everything that on the map is pretty much within your reach, right?
yeah,
Because like you can hit this choke point where like all of the platform movement eventually goes with just like a full jump aerial. But you want to kind of like control this box because if you're in controlling this box, when you come to the edge of it, you can reach somebody, you can overshoot into the edge really easily. You can also hit the platform pretty easily as well, like all of this area. And so you can isolate somebody into, what you're really trying to do is you're isolating them into this part of the stage.
cornering. Yeah, and I definitely know a lot about like the matchups I really need, like, you know, against Fox, Falco. Falcon's a lot harder to do, but it's still something I prefer to do. Is you really want to make sure not that you have center stage, but that you corner them, because they don't have a million options, and they're not all amazing options. But it's where Peach wants people to be at, because, you know, like if there's a Fox over here, like he can either go under me, he can go over me, or he can try and go through me.
Exactly.
And so, like, a lot of the times I'll turn around and stand here and just like have control, like get the float height at the head, where like I can get a lot of coverage there. But it's just, I feel like a lot of spacies are getting a lot of mileage on me as of late, where they'll really just wait here, and even when I get in closer, they'll either stay here or they'll just run out. Like, you know, I know a lot of foxes will wait, like I said, wait right here, and as soon as I start like countering it by going in underneath and going over him, they'll either.
I think that's when you have to just. I think that's when movement mix-ups are really valuable.
Yeah, I even as I'm saying what I'm talking about, I realize like the answer. I already know the answer is just mix it up. You know, like call out what they're doing. You know,
Exactly.
Really take advantage of, because, you know, like if he wants to sit here and he will not do anything until I do something. He will only play reactionary. So I really should just jump up and, you know, like do double jump cancel pivots or.
And I would say that it pays to take your time to get him into the corner. You don't have to rush it. You can kind of like move him there slowly.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's never an issue I have to worry about, because people very quickly realize how strong I am.
But you know what? Game. But you know what? That can be a strength, because if you can just always count on them going to that, always running away from you, then that simplifies the interaction. Like
so the matchup's a lot more linear, then I can be more so like if I know this fox refuses to approach, well then now all I have to do is focus on really 3 components, up, in, or through.
Exactly.
I don't have to really worry about him being aggressive and taking advantage of it. So like I said, like I know that's the thing, is which makes it really frustrating, especially coming back, is that it's what people do to me a lot, and frankly they don't usually beat me, even if it's friendlies or a tournament or anything. They don't usually beat me by doing that. But it really does get in my head, and it gets games that are a lot closer than they should be. And I'm getting nervous that I feel like as time goes on by, more optimal, you know, Falcons with like perfect short hop nairs, you know, that's like really strong in some situations. Like fair, like, you know, dash attack and a lot of up air beat Falcons fairs, but, you know, really well, like, you know, the whiz robes, like the really quick it's really strong against
Mhm.
Peach, just that kind of thing. So people are just getting really optimal about not doing anything and not committing, but that's just something I gotta work on then, I guess, in terms of so. But
Yeah.
overall, you would say you don't think I'm not good at like I didn't do it a lot with you because you didn't really
Mhm.
play it out that well. But
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I mean play it out as well as in like play that strategy. But I feel like I was approaching you pretty decently, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think at the very start, I quickly learned what you were covering and what you weren't. But
Mhm.
overall, you'd say it was all right.
Yeah. I mean,
Awesome.
I think your core is okay. I just think that, you are very. I think that you overexert yourself in some spots.
Yeah.
That's the main
Over.
thing.
Yep, I definitely agree with that.
Anyway, I do have to go